guys, welcome back to my channel for some more shenanigans. I'm Phalanges and we're just gonna get into it. Earlier I created a cut crease look and I want to see if I can recreate it. I have kind of nothing else better to do and I just kind of want to see if I can do it again. I am just gonna go through this with a hopeful heart and see if I can do it. I kind of want to use different colors though. I was using an inspo picture last time, so let me show you guys what I used last time. I found a screenshot and I assume it's just like the same colors. So for privacy, this is the picture I used last time, and I kind of want to create the same look, but I want to use different colors. So cut crease makeup. Let's see what pops up. A lot of them are just the same color. There's one that's blue. Do I want to do a fun color? No, I'm not that ballsy. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna try to create the same one that we did earlier. I am gonna use like some darker colors though, so that will be different. So last time I just started on the eye, and what I did was I'm looking in the mirror. I just took it this way and I started with a line on my eyelid. I know I'm kind of late to the cut crease game. People have been doing cut creases for a long time, but I think I've tried in the past to do one and it just didn't pan out. So hopefully I can recreate this look. I did, but I just want to do right now I'm doing like a deeper brown. I'm just gonna scoot closer. And so what I'm gonna do is on that brown that I just put down, and I just used a brown liner, and I learned that you should always do you should always trace this out first. Sorry, let me find a palette that has a mirror so I can actually show you guys what I'm doing. Sorry my hair looks crazy, but this is my real hair, so that way you guys can see what I'm doing and then I can also see. So I'm just kind of going over that line I created with a very similar color. I'm using the Visi Art palette. It's the Professional Makeup Paris palette, or neutral matte eyeshadow palette is what it's called. And I went in with this. I went in with this color here. And for the eyeliner, I used the Too Faced Better Than Sex Easy Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. So I think what I'm gonna do this time is actually do both eyes at the same time. This line doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna go over it with the shadow, and then I'm also gonna cut this out with like concealer later. So yeah. Like I said, I'm really late to the cut crease game. It's actually hard for me to do different eyeshadow looks, but I've been really itching to just gonna go here. And I'm just lightly dabbing it on top of that eyeliner that we just did. I am kind of going over the top just to kind of give it a nice blend. And again, I'm just using the same color that I've been using. All right, that looks pretty even. So now that I have that color down, what I did last time was I grabbed a skinnier brush. So the brush that I used first, I know this isn't like the brushes I'm supposed to use. I used this concealer brush right here. Sorry if my brushes are dirty, but that's reality. And now I'm gonna use this brush right here, which also my brushes are kind of dirty. I just kind of deal with it, honestly. I feel like in real life, that's what it is. I mean, I could get dry brush cleaner, but that's a different day's problem. So now I'm going with a lighter shade that looks similar to the color I just used. So again, I'm going back with the Visi Art palette, and instead of using that color, I am using this color now. And I'm just going on the top just to create the illusion of blend when this is technically not that blended. I'm just kind of going lightly. And you'll know if I succeeded in recreating this look if you see this video, because if I do a bad job, I'm probably not gonna post it. Or maybe I should. I don't know. But yeah, not much going on in the day. My husband's currently at work, so I'm kind of just bored and I have nothing else to do. So I thought, why not do a YouTube video on the way that I learned to do a cut crease. And I just like saw her video and I just like was like, wow, I want to do that. And yeah, it was just that simple. I'm just kidding. But if you believe, you will. But if you believe, you can achieve. So now I'm looking for a brush that will give me some control in the blend. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this brush. This is just like a little skinny brush. It's just really gonna allow me to go in there and blend out everything. And I think what color I'm gonna go in with now is gonna be this one. So first this one, then this one, now this one, because I want something a little bit lighter. And then I'm just gonna go over those two. And it's okay if the top doesn't look that great right now, because right now we're just kind of winging it. And this might not even be the correct way to do it, but this is the way that worked for me last time. So I'm gonna do it again and see if it works. It's the whole concept of this video. I don't know, some people probably do one eye at a time, but realistically, when I get up for work, I don't know if I'll be able to really divide that much time. Now that we have the three colors, and this is what it's looking like right now, we're gonna go in with a brush that has nothing on it. So this is just a regular brush, and we're just gonna smoothen out all of this stuff that's happening up here. It's gonna kind of clean up everything, and it's just using windshield motions. And then we're gonna go, and it's just gonna soften everything. And I'm gonna do my brows later, so like it's also gonna carve that out when I do that as well. There's a lot of different techniques to doing this, I think. Everyone has like their own way of doing their cut crease. But this is how I saw like I think it was Natasha Denona where I got that eye look from. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back in with that eyeliner just to deepen and redefine that crease. And mind you, it's okay if it's not perfect. I have this regular paintbrush that I'm using, and I just like the angle of it. I think it works really well for what I'm trying to accomplish here. And now I'm just gonna be quiet and focus. I have fake eyelashes on right now, so I'm trying to make sure I don't mess them up, but I also want to show the camera what I'm doing. Last time I put my eyelashes on after. And then I'm gonna go back in. All right, and that's what I have right now. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back in with the skinny brush that I had the deep color on. And it's actually really hard to do this on camera, not gonna lie. But this is me just having fun, to be honest. This video is for fun. It's not supposed to be professional. So if you want professional, there are plenty of beauty influencers out there, bruh. Alright, and now that I have that sitting, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this concealer. Honestly, this is kind of where the magic happens. I'm gonna go back and redefine that, but first I don't know who makes this one. It's Sweet Mint. And then I'm just gonna go up here and kind of start carving that out. I haven't put on my brows yet, but this is gonna allow me to kind of conceal. So I'm gonna diffuse that and then diffuse this. I'm gonna be flicking up into the area I'm not working into, because mind you, all of this isn't done. So now that I have that, I'm gonna go back and redefine what I did over here, all that work earlier. Just going back in little soft motions. Mind you, I am doing this with the illusion that I have hooded eyes. So when I look forward like this is what you see compared to like this. So that's what I'm working with. So going back in, it's just a lot of back and forth, guys, honestly. Like when I was doing this the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, just a lot of back and forth. Oh shoot, did not mean to do that. I'm just blending right now. Softening that harsh line I did. And then I'm gonna go back in with the paintbrush that I was using. I'm gonna try to redefine everything. If y'all saw my posture right now, I look like a shrimp. I just like to like kind of go on my hand and like diffuse the product. Ugh. This is the problem with hooded eyes. Okay, it's fixable. And it's actually working in my favor. I'm actually about to go blend this in just a second, and so I can set it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm closing my eye like this so I can set this color. And I'm gonna go back in that Visi Art palette, and I'm gonna be using a mixture of this one and this one. And you just want to work with like tones. Like with like. That's what I learned. I'm sure if I did smaller brushes, I would have an easier time. But I like making my life difficult, so this is the way I'm doing it. Redefining everything. Let me scoot back a little bit. Just soften all these edges before I go back in and redefine that crease again. So go back in. And then I know this looks kind of interesting right now, but once I have my face makeup and everything, it's gonna look a lot better. So hopefully the process will go a lot smoother on the other side. I'm using the Sephora collection micellar water. I'm just gonna take some on a Q-tip. And then I'm gonna meet where my eye is going and just go up. See how like that nicely just carved everything out. Last time I put a line at the bottom, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I just kind of wanted to clean it up first. Wow. We're getting somewhere. And then I'm just gonna start here. And then look up. And then just bring it this way. And instead of doing what I did last time, I think I'm just gonna take the eyeliner this way. And then I always like find this line and I just connect it down. I find that's the most flattering eyeliner for me. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect because we're gonna go in with eyeshadows and stuff. And then flick up, almost meeting it all the way, but not quite touching it. And then find this little crevice and connect the eyeliner. And then I usually don't go all the way with my gonna go in with that warmer shade that we did, just to kind of warm things out. This is almost like a pumpkin color. It's just gonna diffuse everything, kind of melt. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna smoothen these colors out with the makeup remover. Alrighty, so now that we're at this point, I'm gonna take that makeup remover and I'm just going to clean it up a tad bit, not going too close because I still want to see some of that color we put. Okay. And I think this is a good time for complexion. So for complexion, I'm going to be going in with the Milk Hydro Grip Tint. My color is number 6. And I'm just gonna put a tad bit. 1, 2. And then you always want the most product to be in the center of the face and then kind of diffuse it everywhere else. And then once you go here, I'm gonna just clean that up and then try not to touch too much because I don't want to undo all the hard work we did, but I also want to blend stuff out. And just brushing this up. My brows will never be perfect. I always say they're sisters, not twins, because I have a lot more hair on one brow than I do the other. And I usually don't care too much about how perfect my brows come out, because I just carve them out with concealer anyway, and then they look fine. I do try to go as like light-handed as possible though. So now we're doing the other one. If you want like eyebrow content, I'm not your girl. I literally just fill in, which is this one right here, the Double Wear Concealer. And this one I'm going to place in the center of my brows. And I like this shade because it's like very much my skin tone. So then, yeah, that's fine. So it's just very, sorry, concentrating. And then I just carve. And I like this brush because it kind of does all the work for me. All right. And now I go back in with that lighter concealer. And I'm gonna do under the brow. And it's fine. I didn't put too much concealer. But the other one I feel like I did put too much concealer. Just trust the process. If I look crazy to you right now, just trust the process. Alright, so now that I have my brows on, I am going to just go back, pat everything back in, and then with that leftover that I had from the foundation, I'm just gonna blend these brows. And that's what I have going on right now. Whatever. And so yeah, I'm gonna let the concealer kind of set and do its thing, and I'm gonna go in with my bronzer and contour. I used this one earlier and it was quite nice, so I'm gonna use it again. I'm gonna make a little fishy face. and stop about there, you're gonna round out your face. I mean, unless you want to. It smells like chocolate. Wish you could smell it. But you can't. That sucks. Now I'm gonna go in and start blending this in. Just using stippling motion. Other side. Bring it in to here. And then up. Take all the leftover product and just kind of do the rest of the face. And now we're kind of at the point like where we want to let the concealer do its thing. Just going very softly, and I'm diffusing the outside edges without touching too much of the coverage that I want it here. So again, I'm going to do that on this side. Bring that in here very lightly, and then go this way. And then very lightly diffusing the outer and patting the inner. And just wanting to keep that coverage. And it's a lot of back and forth when I do my makeup. All right. And so now we can go in with our blush. Well, actually, I think I want to set this in. But I'm going to just take the leftover of that bronzer and kind of diffuse the concealer that's on my nose. And I'll fix that later. I should have leftover powder from earlier in here. So I'm just going to go in and pat this in. My blush placement, sometimes I go different. Like, I really have been liking the under eye blush placement. And then I take the one that has my foundation on it, and I just pat in a stippling motion, and I bring it up, and I do take it here to the cheeks sometimes. Other side. Just very nice and pretty. Wow, it looks so pretty. I know my hair is kind of all over the place, so just put her down a little bit. I feel like what I'm missing is my makeup, or my lips rather. So what I'm just really pretty. And that's the finished look, guys. What do you think? Did I recreate what I did earlier? Definitely not the same colors. I don't know if I would say execution was even that great either. Let me get up close and personal just so you can see. So I definitely think I need practice, but I think overall I did a really great job for like really not having the practice to do cut crease. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you followed along and we did cut creases together, and hopefully yours came out way better than mine. Just remember, God loves you, I love you, and I hope you have a great night, day, afternoon, evening, whatever, and just remember you're not alone in what you're going through. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. Love you.